English collocations. 36 English expressions with get. The word get is used in many different ways in English. In this lesson, you'll learn 36 common English collocations with the word get. Get married. We're getting married next year. The wedding will be in August. Get divorced. Brenda got divorced 10 years ago, and she hasn't spoken to her ex-husband since. Get angry. My sister gets really angry when I borrow her clothes without asking. Get tired. It's late and I'm getting tired. Let's go home. Get dark. Turn on the headlights. It's getting dark and it's hard to see the road. Get lost. Peter got lost in the New York City subway system and had to ask for directions to Times Square. Get better. Larissa's getting better at dancing. She practices every day. Get worse. If your headache gets worse, you should see a doctor. Get more expensive. It's getting more and more expensive to buy an apartment in Florida. Get safer. Buying things online has gotten safer with tools like PayPal. Get more important. It's getting more important to speak multiple languages in today's globalized world. Get deeper. Be careful. The water gets deeper quickly on that side of the pool. Get up. My alarm clock goes off at 6:30, but I'm lazy and I don't get up until 7:15. Get along with. I get along really well with my colleagues. They're a pleasure to work with. Get into. How did the dog get into the house? He's supposed to stay outside. Get out. Randall got out of the car to check the tires. Get around. It's very easy to get around Berlin because there's a great public transportation system. Get together. My family always gets together for the holidays. Get to the office. The boss always gets to the office by 7 a.m. at the latest. Get home. I had to work overtime, so I didn't get home until midnight. Get to school. Sarah got to school late and missed her first class. Get to the train station. When they got to the train station, they realized they'd left their tickets at home. Get to the store. Hurry up. I want to get to the store before it closes. Get there. I don't know where the restaurant is. Could you tell me how to get there? Get an email. Did you get the email I sent you? Get a present. I got lots of presents for my birthday this year. Get grades. If you get good grades in high school, you can go to a good college. Get a certification. I got my scuba diving certification last summer. Get an award. Ted got an award for being the best salesperson in the company. Get a shipment. We got a large shipment of books today. What should I do with them? Get a job. Tanya moved to Los Angeles because she got a job there. Get an apartment. I got a great apartment right in the city center. Get a computer. I just got this computer and it's already broken. Get a jacket. That's a really nice jacket. Where did you get it? Get shoes. I got these shoes in Barcelona. Get something for a good price. We got this TV for a good price during the spring sale. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it.
20 different ways to use the English word mind from espressoenglish.net. The English word mind refers to the center of your thoughts, memory, and imagination. And in this lesson, you'll learn 20 common English phrases using this word. To talk about making a decision, you can use the phrase make up my mind. For example, I can't make up my mind about which movie to see tonight. This means I can't decide or I can't choose. A variation on this phrase is my mind is made up. This expression means you have already made your choice, and it implies that you are not open to changing your decision. If you do change a decision that you made previously, use the phrase change my mind. For example, I'd been planning to travel this weekend, but I changed my mind because it's been a really stressful week, so instead I'm going to stay home and relax. Speaking of stress, if you have a lot of thoughts, concerns, and worries in your head, you can say, I have a lot on my mind. When this happens, it's good to do an activity that is fun, different, or relaxing to help take your mind off your problems. For example, I'm going to the gym. Exercising will help take my mind off the final exams coming up. When you see or hear something that relieves or eliminates one of your worries, then you can say it takes a load off my mind. For example, let's say you are traveling and your luggage doesn't arrive at your destination. You would begin worrying that your luggage had been lost. But if the airline later calls you and says they found your luggage and will deliver it to your hotel, you could say, I'm glad to hear that. It takes a load off my mind. Meaning it removes that worry that had been bothering me. Another way to talk about relief of worries is the phrase, put my mind at ease. For example, I was worried about starting a new job without any previous experience, but my boss told me I would receive training during my first week. That put my mind at ease. A more continuous state of tranquility is called peace of mind. This phrase is used when something helps you not to have worries. For example, having car insurance gives me peace of mind because I know the costs will be covered if I get in an accident. Two expressions you can use to describe people are open-minded and closed-minded. An open-minded person is receptive to new and different ideas, and a closed-minded person is the opposite. Someone who is closed-minded doesn't want to accept or consider new ideas, and they are often intolerant of different beliefs and opinions. You can also say a person has a one-track mind if they tend to think about or focus on one subject all the time. For example, all Daniel ever talks about is sports. He's really got a one-track mind. A person who speaks their mind is someone who says exactly what they think without changing their words to please others. Some people consider speaking your mind a good thing because it is honest and direct. Other people consider speaking your mind a bad thing because it doesn't consider how your words might offend or upset other people. To give someone a piece of your mind means to tell them angrily that you disapprove of something they are doing or something they have done. For example, I'm sick and tired of our neighbors playing loud music at 3 a.m. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind, meaning I'm going to express my anger about their behavior. An informal way to say that someone is crazy and irrational is to describe them as being out of their mind. For example, you turned down a job with $100,000 a year salary? You're out of your mind. If you forget something, you can say it slipped your mind. For example, Oh no, I had a dentist appointment this morning, but it completely slipped my mind. Another situation is when your mind goes blank. This is when you forget everything and you can't form a single thought. For example, I was so nervous during my presentation. As soon as I started, my mind went blank. All of the phrases you've learned so far use the word mind as a noun, but mind can also be a verb, meaning to pay attention to or to care about. For example, if you want to check if an action is okay with another person, you can ask, "Do you mind if?" For example, "Do you mind if I open the window?" means, "Is it okay with you if I open the window?" To answer this question and say it's okay, the response would be, "No, I don't mind." Again, remember that the phrase "I don't mind" doesn't mean no. I don't mind means it's okay with me. If a person is being nosy, that means the person is interfering in your life or wanting to know very personal details. You can tell him or her, "Mind your own business." This is a slightly rude way to say, "Stop being so interested in my situation. Pay attention to your own life instead." Finally, a very common expression in English is "never mind." This means "don't worry about it," or "it's not an important issue." For example, if you're trying to arrange a time to meet with your coworker, but your schedules are in conflict, you could say, "Never mind, I'll just email you the information." This means, "Forget about the meeting, it's not important. I'll email you the information instead." I hope you've enjoyed learning these phrases with the word mind. If you want to improve your speaking and learn a lot of different phrases that are useful in everyday life, check out the Everyday English Speaking course available at espressoenglish.net. It will teach you a lot of useful phrases for real-life situations, helping you improve your fluency.
15 Spoken English Expressions with the word no from espressoenglish.net. The phrases in this lesson are more informal English. They are expressions that you might not learn in a textbook, but which are used in everyday speaking. Number 1. No big deal. No biggie. These phrases are used in response to a problem, to say that the problem is not a big one. Imagine you are going to take a trip to Paris, and you ask your secretary to change the flights so that you can return one day earlier, but she is not successful. She can tell you, "I'm sorry, I wasn't able to change the flight," and you can respond, "No big deal, I don't mind spending an extra day in Paris." Number 2. No contest. Say this expression when talking about a competition or a comparison in which one person or option is obviously better than the other. There is no possibility of the other person or option winning. For example, which restaurant is better, Subway or McDonald's? Subway, no contest. McDonald's food is disgusting. The expression no contest means that Subway is clearly superior. Number 3. No dice. This is a very informal expression that means it isn't or wasn't possible. For example, I tried to fix my car myself, but no dice. I'll have to take it to the mechanic. In this context, no dice means it wasn't possible to fix my car myself. Number 4. No hard feelings. This expression means I'm not angry. You can say it in response to a situation that might have made you angry. For example, if your friend says, "I'm really sorry about missing your birthday party and forgetting to call you," you can say, "That's okay. no hard feelings, to express that you are not angry. Number 5. No harm done. This means there was no damage or negative effects from a situation that could have caused negative effects. For example, if you're helping somebody install a computer program and the person makes a mistake during the installation, they can say, "Oh no, I accidentally canceled the installation of the software. What do I do now?" You can say, "No harm done. Just click on the program again to restart the installation." It means that their mistake did not cause any damage. Number 6. No ifs, ands, or buts. This expression means that there will be no discussion, debate, negotiation, or doubt. Parents often use this phrase with their children. For example, "You can't watch TV until you finish your homework. No ifs, ands, or buts." Number 7. No kidding. This expression has two meanings. You can say it when you are a little bit surprised. For example, if a colleague tells you, "I spent a year volunteering in Nicaragua," you can respond, "No kidding. What kind of work were you doing there?" No kidding is similar to "wow." It's an expression of small surprise. Another meaning of no kidding is when something is very obviously true and you agree with it. For example, if your friend comments, "Everything in that store is overpriced," and you agree, you can say, "No kidding. $200 for a pair of jeans is ridiculous." In this context, the phrase "no kidding" means that you agree with the true statement that your friend said. Number 8. This is no laughing matter. Use this expression when people are laughing or joking and you want them to be more serious about a topic. For example, imagine that someone in your office always forgets to flush the toilet and your boss calls a meeting about the topic, but all your coworkers are laughing about the situation. The boss can say, "This is no laughing matter, folks. Not only is it unhygienic, but it also makes a bad impression when we have visitors to our office." Number 9. No offense. Use this expression before or after a comment that could be offensive to someone who is there in that moment. For example, if John is talking to a group of men, which includes one woman, he could say, "Most women are way too emotional. No offense, Laura." This means that he doesn't want the woman, Laura, to be offended by his comment. Laura can respond, "None taken." That means, "I am not offended." Number 10. No pain, no gain. This expression means that if you want to improve, you need to work so hard that it hurts. It is usually used in the context of sports or exercise. For example, "I ran 10 miles yesterday, and now my legs are really sore. But hey, no pain, no gain, right?" Number 11. No sweat. This means there will be no difficulty or no problem. If your coworker gives you a project and asks, "Can you get this done by tomorrow?" you can say, "Sure, no sweat." That means it will be easy. There will be no difficulty. Number 12. No way. This expression has 3 different meanings. The first one is no possibility. For example, "There's no way we can get home by 8. It's already 7:30 and the traffic's terrible, so the drive will take at least an hour." In this case, the phrase no way means no possibility. No way is also used as an exclamation to say no, definitely no. For example, would you lend your car to Dan? No way! He's a terrible driver. He's had 2 accidents in the past month. The expression no way is a strong form of the word no. Finally, no way can be used to express strong surprise. For example, if your friend says, "Did you hear that Sarah dropped out of college?" and this information surprises you, you can say, "No way! She was always such a dedicated student. I wonder what happened." Number 13. No wonder. This expression means it is not surprising. Say it when you can see a logical connection between a cause and effect. For example, no wonder the baby's crying. His diaper needs to be changed. Number 14. I'm in no mood to. This expression means I don't have the patience or energy to do something. For example, after a tough day at work, I was in no mood to socialize, so I spent the evening relaxing at home. Number 15. No strings attached. This expression is used to describe a gift, donation, or offer without any special conditions or hidden requirements. Here's an example. An offer with strings attached is, you can buy this cell phone for $99 instead of $399, but you have to sign a 2-year contract with monthly payments. The contract is a special requirement, so we say this offer has strings attached. An example of an offer with no strings attached is, this cell phone is normally $399, but today it's on sale for $99. In this case, you can buy the cell phone for $99, and there are no hidden requirements or special conditions. It is no strings attached. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it.
10 English expressions with give from espressoenglish.net. These expressions are examples of collocations, words that native English speakers tend to use together frequently. If you'd like to learn more collocations, check out my ebook that will teach you 1,000 of them in just 10 minutes a day. Number 1. Give someone a break. This means to stop criticizing the person or stop being so demanding or so harsh to them. For example, if the boss is yelling and screaming at a new employee after he makes a mistake, then you could tell the boss, "Hey, I know he made a mistake, but give him a break. It's his first day on the job." We also have the expression, give me a break, which is usually pronounced fast, like, give me a break. And that can be used to say, that's ridiculous, or I definitely don't believe that. For example, you're going to read 5 books in a single week? Give me a break. You don't have time for that. Number 2, give someone the boot. This expression can be used for firing someone, dismissing the person from a job, often because the person did something bad. For example, Karen wasn't performing well as a salesperson, so the company gave her the boot. Giving someone the boot can also be used for ending a romantic relationship. For example, after Jane found out that John was cheating on her, she gave him the boot. Number 3, give way. This expression is often used when a structure collapses. For example, the roof of the old house gave way under the weight of the snow. Saying the roof gave way means it collapsed, it fell down. due to the pressure of the snow on top of it. Number 4, give someone pause, or give someone pause for thought. This means to cause a person to hesitate or to stop and think carefully. For example, if you're considering buying a used car and the car appears nice but you have some doubts, then you might say, "It's a nice car, but there are some mechanical issues that give me pause." That means the mechanical problems cause you to hesitate or to stop and think before making the decision to buy the car. Here's another example. When I turned 50 and I realized I still hadn't pursued my dreams, it gave me pause for thought. This realization made me stop and think carefully and reflect on my life. Number 5, give someone a lift or give someone a ride. These expressions mean to take someone in your car to their destination because the person doesn't have their own transportation. For example, my car's being repaired, so my brother gave me a lift to work, or gave me a ride to work. Number 6, give credence to. To give credence to someone or something means to consider that person trustworthy, thinking that you can believe or trust that person or thing. For example, I don't give credence to any claim that hasn't been proved by science. Number 7, give someone grief. This expression means to criticize, annoy, or hassle someone. For example, I lost some money gambling, and my wife has been giving me grief about it. This means she has been criticizing me constantly and trying to make me feel bad. Number 8, give it time. We say give it time when we want to tell someone to be patient because in time things will change and usually improve. For example, you just broke your ankle. I know you're anxious to get back to playing sports, but give it time. I am encouraging the person to be patient and wait for their ankle to heal before going back to sports. Number 9, give it a rest. We use this expression to tell someone to stop talking about a topic that they are constantly talking about. For example, my uncle's constantly complaining about his problems. I wish he'd give it a rest. This means I wish he'd stop talking constantly about that same thing, those same problems. Number 10, give someone your word. To give someone your word means to make a serious promise. For example, thanks for lending me your computer. I give you my word that I'll take good care of it. If you'd like to learn more collocations, check out my ebook, 1000 Collocations in 10 Minutes a Day. It's great for learning new expressions, even if you don't have a lot of time to study. You can do each lesson in 10 minutes. 5 minutes to read the lesson, and 5 minutes to do the practice quiz. Click on the link in the video for more information. "10 Everyday English Expressions with Let" from EspressoEnglish.net. Number 1, let someone know. To let someone know means to tell the person something, to give them some information or a notification. For example, if you're inviting your friend to a party, but he's not sure if he can come, you could tell him, "Let me know if you can come to the party." I want to call attention to the pronunciation. We often pronounce this expression very fast, so it sounds like this. Let me know, let you know, or let you know. Let him know, let her know, let us know, let him know. As you can see, it almost sounds like one word instead of 3. Number 2, let's say. This expression is used to introduce a hypothetical or imaginary situation. For example, Let's say your plan doesn't work out. What would you do then? We're asking the person to imagine the situation if their plan doesn't work out. Number 3, let's see. Let's see means I or we want to discover. For example, Mark has scored 8 points so far. Let's see if he makes it to 10. I'm not sure your parents will like that idea. Let's see how they react. Let's see or let me see can also be used as a sentence filler when you need to pause your speaking for a moment to think. For example, how long have you lived in Canada? Let me see. I came here for the first time in 2001, then I visited a couple times, but I didn't settle here permanently until around 2005, so almost 10 years. We use let me see to get a moment to think. Number 4, let's call it a day. This phrase means let's end what we are doing for the day. You can say this whether the work is finished or still unfinished. If the work is unfinished, then you will finish it tomorrow. For example, we've already packed 30 boxes. I'm tired. Let's call it a day. Number 5, let's shake on it. We say this phrase when we want to confirm an agreement by shaking hands. For example, if you're negotiating over the price of a bicycle. How much for your bike? $200. I'll give you $100 for it. How about $150? All right, let's shake on it. Number 6, let it slide. Let it slide means to choose to ignore or overlook a problem or error. For example, I made some punctuation mistakes in my essay, but the teacher let it slide. She didn't take any points off. Number 7, let someone in on. To let someone in on something means to tell them a secret or some information that is known by very few people. For example, I'll let you in on a little secret. Sarah only got the job because she's dating the boss's brother. Number 8, let go, let it go, and let yourself go. To let go of something means to stop holding it. For example, the little boy let go of his mother's hand and ran across the playground. The expression let it go means to overlook something, similar to let it slide, or stop trying to control it. For example, I was angry about what she did for a long time, but eventually I decided to let it go. If a company lets someone go, that is a polite and indirect way to say they fired the person, terminated the person's employment. For example, there were too many managers in the department, so the director decided to let some of them go. Finally, if you let yourself go, it means you take less care of your appearance. You start to gain weight, not bother with your hair or clothing, etc. For example, he used to be so athletic, but after he turned 40, he really let himself go. Now he has a beer belly. Number 9, let it be. If someone tells you to let it be, they are telling you to leave the thing or situation alone. Don't interfere with or worry about it. For example, I'm not sure the oven is hot enough. Maybe I should turn up the temperature. Just let it be. The chicken is supposed to cook slowly on low heat. Again, this means leave it alone. Don't interfere. We can also say let me be to tell someone to leave us alone. For example, my brother keeps trying to give me advice even when I don't ask for it. I wish he'd just let me be. Number 10. Let your guard down. To let your guard down means to relax and stop trying to protect yourself against competition or trouble. This expression can be used when someone who is normally very emotionally closed off shows a moment of vulnerability. For example, after a series of terrible relationships, I was finally able to let my guard down after I got to know my husband. In this sentence, the expression means I was finally able to open up emotionally and stop trying to protect myself by keeping people far away. If you want to learn more everyday English, check out the Everyday English Speaking course, available at espressoenglish.net. In this course, you'll learn English for daily life, social English, and functional English. It will help you improve your speaking so that you can speak with confidence. Visit espressoenglish.net for the Everyday English Speaking course, as well as many other courses and ebooks. Do or make 60 common expressions from espressoenglish.net. First, let's review the basic difference between do and make. Use do for actions, obligations, and repetitive tasks. Use make for creating, producing, and voluntary tasks that you choose to do. Expressions with do. Housework. Do the housework. Do the laundry. Do the dishes. Do the shopping. One exception is make the bed. Use do with work and study. Do work. Do homework. Do business. Do a good, great, or terrible job. Do a report. That's an informal way to say write a report. Do a course. That's an informal way to say take a course. One exception is take a test, not do a test. Use do in expressions for taking care of your body. For example, do exercise. Do your hair. That means to style your hair. Do your nails. That's an informal way to say paint your nails. One exception is take a shower or bath. Finally, use do for general actions. For example, do anything, do something, do everything, do nothing, do well, do badly, do good, do the right thing, do your best. Expressions with make. Use make for preparing food. Make breakfast. Make lunch. Make dinner. Make a sandwich. Make a salad. Make a cup of tea. Make a cup of coffee. And make a reservation at a restaurant. Use make in expressions regarding money. Make money. Make a profit. Make a fortune. A fortune is a lot of money. Make $100. That means earn $100. Make is also used in expressions with relationships. Make friends. Make love. That means have sex. Make a pass at someone. That means to flirt with the person. Make fun of someone. That means to tease or mock the person.
Make up. That means to resolve a problem in the relationship. Make is used in expressions with communication. For example, make a phone call, make a joke, make a point, make a bet, make a complaint, make a confession, make a speech, make a suggestion, make a prediction, make an excuse, make a promise, make a fuss, make an observation, make a comment. Two exceptions are have a conversation and ask a question, not make a question. Use make in expressions with plans and progress. Make plans, make progress, make a decision, make a choice, make a mistake, make an attempt, make an effort. Make up your mind. That means to decide. Make a discovery. Make a list. Make sure. That means confirm. Make a difference. Make an exception. Read the example sentences under this video to see these expressions in use. Also, try to write one example sentence of your own using each expression. This helps you remember and practice. Thanks for watching English Tips from Espresso English. If you liked this video, please share it.
10 right and wrong expressions in English. The words right and wrong are used in a lot of informal expressions and idioms in English. Today, I'll teach you 10 of them. Number 1. On the right track. If you're on the right track, it means you're doing something correctly or well. You are going in the right direction. This expression is often used for following a correct line of thinking. For example, he hasn't solved the math problem yet, but he's on the right track. Everyone hopes that the new president can get the country back on the right track. You can also use on the wrong track to describe going in the incorrect direction or doing something that is likely to lead to bad results. Number 2. If you play your cards right. This expression means doing the correct things when using your resources to achieve a desired result. Think about playing a card game like poker. Yes, there is some luck involved, but if you use some skill in utilizing the cards correctly, then you can win the game. For example, if I play my cards right, I might get a promotion by the end of this year. Meaning, if I do good work and impress the right people in the company, then I might get a promotion. She's already mayor of the city, and if she plays her cards right, she could get elected as a senator. Meaning, if she performs well and gains popularity with the voters. Number 3. It serves you right. We use this expression to say that someone deserved the punishment or bad consequence they experienced. It was their fault, so they deserved the negative result. For example, "Oh, you missed the bus? Well, it serves you right for being late all the time." He's a reckless driver, and yesterday he got a speeding ticket. It serves him right. Number 4. His or her heart is in the right place. We use this phrase to describe when someone has good intentions, but the result is not very good, or they cause problems without intending to. For example, my daughter made a mess in the kitchen while she was making me breakfast, but that's okay. I know her heart is in the right place. Meaning, she didn't intentionally make a mess. She was trying to do something nice. Number 5. Right on. This exclamation is an informal way to express encouragement, agreement, or support. For example, what this country needs is a better educational system. Right on.
In this case, right on means I completely agree with your statement. Here's another example. If your friend says, I just bought a new car, you can say, right on, what kind is it? In this context, right on expresses your encouragement or support, similar to saying, that's great. Now let's look at some expressions with the word wrong. If you dial a phone number and it does not connect to the person you are trying to call, then you might have the wrong number. For example, hi, is Janice there? Sorry, you've got the wrong number. There's no one named Janice living here. Number 7. Get off on the wrong foot. If you get off on the wrong foot, it means you do something that makes a bad impression right at the beginning. For example, I got off on the wrong foot by spilling coffee on the boss's desk during my first day at work. Number 8. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed. We use this idiom to describe when someone is in an unusually bad mood today. For example, the manager yelled at us 3 times before lunch. He must have woken up on the wrong side of the bed today. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so rude. Guess I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Number 9. Don't get me wrong. We can say don't get me wrong before expressing an idea that could easily be misunderstood, and we want the other person to pay attention and understand our specific feelings. This phrase is often used to make criticism less intense. For example, I don't think she's the right person for the job. Don't get me wrong, she's a very nice person, but her skills just don't fit the position. In this case, don't get me wrong is a way to express I'm not saying she's a terrible person. The problem is just with her skills, not with her personality. Here's another example. Sometimes I can't stand my boyfriend. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to break up with him or anything, but there are times when he really annoys me. In this example, don't get me wrong is a way of saying that I don't hate my boyfriend and I don't want to end the relationship. It's a way of softening the criticism and helping the other person avoid misunderstanding you. Number 10. Rub someone the wrong way. This expression means to annoy or irritate someone. Think about stroking a cat or dog. You usually move your hand in the same direction as the animal's fur. If you move your hand in the opposite direction of the fur, then it will be unpleasant for the cat or dog. Here are some examples. His comment that women aren't good leaders really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't think I could work with someone who holds such views. I like doctors who are warm, patient, and caring, so when I get a doctor who's obviously in a rush, it rubs me the wrong way. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on phrases and expressions with the words right and wrong, and if you want to learn more, then check out my complete program, which has more than 400 lessons inside. It will help you improve all the areas of your English, from speaking to listening, vocabulary, pronunciation, and much more. You'll get permanent access when you buy this program. There are no time limits. And when you buy everything, the complete program, you'll get a 35% discount. Click on the link in the video for more information. 10 English expressions with the word go from espressoenglish.net. Go is one of the most common verbs in English, and it's also used in a lot of idioms and expressions. I'll teach you 10 of them in today's lesson.
Number 1. Go into overdrive. To go into overdrive means to start working very hard, more intensely than normal. For example, every year around Christmas, my department goes into overdrive. There's just so much work to do. Number 2. Go off on a tangent. When someone is talking and then begins to talk about a subject that is outside the main topic, they are going off on a tangent. For example, He was giving a speech about politics, but he kept going off on tangents and telling stories about golf. Number 3. Go with the flow. Go with the flow has two definitions. One is to accept the events of life without fighting them. For example, you'll be a lot more relaxed if you just learn to go with the flow. The other definition of go with the flow is to do what other people are doing without resisting or arguing. For example, all my friends wanted to go to the beach instead of to the movies, so I decided to go with the flow. Number 4. Go out of your way. To go out of your way means to make a special and exceptional effort, usually to accomplish something or accommodate someone's needs. For example, I'm a vegetarian and I was worried I wouldn't be able to eat anything at the party, but Paula had prepared a couple vegetarian dishes just for me. She really went out of her way to make me feel welcome. Number 5. Go through the motions. Going through the motions means doing something because you are required or expected to do it, but not because you want to. If you go through the motions, you're not putting in much effort, you're just doing the minimum amount necessary. For example, he only has a week left at this job, so he's not working very hard. He's just going through the motions. Number 6. Go for broke. To go for broke means to give 100% of your effort and risk everything in order to achieve the result you want. For example, when starting a new business, you need to go for broke. Number 7. Go haywire. When a machine or electronic system stops functioning correctly and starts functioning in a crazy or illogical way, this is called going haywire. For example, my computer's going haywire. I need to restart it. Number 8. Go overboard. This means to go to an extreme and have too much of something, especially as a result of enthusiasm. For example, if you go to a birthday party and instead of a couple hundred balloons, there are 2,000 balloons in the room, you can say, "I think they went a little overboard with the balloons." Number 9. A go-to guy or a go-to gal. This means a man or a woman who is reliable in a specific area, and the person is frequently asked for help in that topic. For example, Amanda's our go-to gal for computer issues. Number 10. Go for it. Go for it means to take an opportunity or try to do something enthusiastically. We often use this phrase to encourage someone to do something. For example, if you have the chance to work abroad, you should go for it. You can learn more idioms and expressions like these inside the English Idioms course, which is available at espressoenglish.net. The lessons in the idioms course will help you discover these expressions in context and practice with exercises. Visit espressoenglish.net, click on Courses, and look for the English Idioms course.
10 Common English Expressions with Can't from espressoenglish.net. Number 1. Can't carry a tune. Jeff wants to sing in the church choir, but he can't carry a tune. Someone who can't carry a tune has no musical ability. They can't sing a simple melody correctly. Number 2. Can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to keep up with the latest TV shows. TV is a waste of time anyway. If you can't be bothered to do something, it means you have no time or interest to do it. It is not important enough for your attention. Number 3. Can't tell. I can't tell the difference between these two types of rice. The expression can't tell means can't perceive or observe. It doesn't mean you can't talk about something. We often use it in the phrases can't tell the difference between two similar things, or can't tell if or can't tell whether something is the case or not. For example, I can't tell if he's serious or not. Number 4. Can't get enough of. I can't get enough of these cookies. They're delicious. If you can't get enough of something, it means you want more and more of it. Number 5. Can't wait. My kids can't wait to go to Disney World this summer. The expression can't wait means you are very eager and excited for something to happen in the future. Number 6. Can't stand. I can't stand it when people are late for appointments. It's so inconsiderate. If you can't stand something, it means it really annoys or irritates you. You strongly dislike it. We often use it in these two ways. Can't stand plus a noun. For example, I can't stand the smell of onions. Or can't stand it when plus the situation. For example, I can't stand it when my kids come into the house with muddy shoes. Number 7. Can't bear. I can't bear to live so far away from my family. If you can't bear something, it means it makes you extremely sad. It is difficult for you to endure. We often use it in these ways. Can't bear to watch. For example, the death scene is horrible. I can't bear to watch it. Can't bear the thought of. For example, he's so focused on success, he can't bear the thought of failing. Number 8. Can't help. I know I shouldn't feel guilty since it wasn't my fault, but I can't help it. I can't help it means that you are unable to stop or prevent yourself from doing something or feeling a certain way. You can also say I can't help plus a verb in the ing form. For example, I can't help feeling guilty even though it wasn't my fault. Number 9. Can't beat or can't top. For example, I spent my vacation relaxing on the beach and eating delicious food. You can't beat that. The expressions you can't beat that and you can't top that mean the situation is the best. It can't be any better. The you is impersonal. It is talking about the situation in general, not talking to a specific person. Sometimes we say it without the you. Can't beat that and can't top that. Number 10. Can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for all your help. This expression expresses very deep and sincere gratitude. It is usually used when you are thanking the person for something they did that was very significant or very meaningful to you. To learn more everyday English phrases and expressions, take the Everyday English Speaking course at espressoenglish.net. This course teaches you practical spoken English for daily life, as well as social English and functional English in many different situations. Visit espressoenglish.net to take the Everyday English Speaking course.